Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the market. May 13th, Wednesday. We're going to review 0-day options today on SPY and the small account challenge. Here's your 30-minute chart. This is Eric's. He's a SPY day trader on YouTube. You can find him on there or on Discord. Link for that's in the description. Today was a 5-day retest and go. So kind of a grind up day. Pretty big bottom to top range overall. I think like 8 points maybe. But pretty grindy. Good day, good continuation day for just holding and leaving it alone. But you never know when those are coming, so that's why you gotta take quick profits and hopefully you have a couple for the big move that just continues. Does a couple things. One, it forces you to make more money, and the other reason is it keeps you from FOMOing in later when there's not a great setup because you don't have any exposure. Just having that exposure gives you, alleviates your mental space from having to try and catch it. So let's get into it. I woke up really early this morning, so I was right about here. I was quite tired and ready to take a nap. Which led to me being a little impatient. I was actually laying down when one of my alerts triggered, and I like popped up, got filled with some adrenaline, and started. I think I got into a trade then, and then it was like I had a hard time sleeping and kind of spiraled. I should have just shut it off and slept, or I don't know. Anyways, first trade I made was at 1042. So I had this purple for selling. At that point, 5 days here. It was like down here, I think. At that point, yeah. But 1042, I got a call. Yeah, so you can see what I kind of identified. It's a little hard to have too much confidence in my charting again, just I think because the price action way it was. So this thing came up. It made the cup. I had gold from here. It wasn't great. I wasn't like super enthusiastic thumbs up about it. Resistance flipping into support. It looked better up here maybe, but yeah, I never was like super confident with that today. Came up, came down. I would have liked it, of course, if it came down further. I kind of always say that, but it usually doesn't. But it's true because that's where I'd like to have my stop. Instead, it just kind of did a little handle here and then kind of grinded up. Didn't really actually start getting movement, like serious movement, until like 12. This was all very minor, slow, grindy action. 1040, what I see? Yeah, so I waited a long time before I got into that first trade right here. This was kind of anticipatory, actually, a little bit of a front run. So I had gray, considered it on the gray there. I think I had gray at that point. I'm not sure. I had gold. It started to bounce up. Oh yeah, the reason I got in was because I had purple here, and it broke that. And I was like, well, this is where I'm going to get in it. I was looking for a break on gold here, which it does end up happening. I don't know if I make it for that, though. No, I close out here because I hit gold and found resistance. So I was like, all right, well, I'm out of that. In case it makes a bigger move down. And then that was one contract, and then I got two at 1052 right here at the beginning of that candle, like right there on the break of gold. And then I was like, okay, cool. It's just very slow and low volume price action. So it grinds up. I saw my first one. Let's see, I bought it for 54 cents, sold the first one for 61. So just very tight range. Sold it right here. And then I was like, I wanted to hold them both for my target was on the 30-minute. So at that point, I was like, well, we do have just some upside room. I was like, well, I'll just set an alert for top up blue here, which is way up there. And I was like, that would be a nice grinder. I'll take a nap and wake up to all this money. Sometimes it works like that, but I didn't hold it. What'd I do? So I took profit on that one there. And then it's just like didn't want to sit and wait again. I was impatient. I literally wanted to go to sleep right then, and so I was like, all right, I'll just put a break even on it. And those only work if you're like far enough away from your entry, because just the way options work and the way the market makers work and spiky candles and decay, you will almost always get stopped. So especially if it's just grindy price action like this, which I didn't know at that point. I was hoping a little bit more of a move initially, but it just took so long. So sold the first one for a little profit. The second one was a break-even stop, literally on this candle right here. Boom. So very close to my entry. Entry's here. Stopped it there. It came up. I think I just went to sleep then, or tried to, and I like knew. I was like, and then I saw this break. I'm like, well, it's such a tiny structure there. I was looking for a retest on gold to get in again. Never did it. It was much later. I tried this green. It's kind of tapering. Where was my next trade? Yeah, so it kept me up. 1101, I got into one. All right, bought two. This was a chase. That's right. Yeah, this is unusual for me. This is again lack of patience and tired and trying to just get a trade in and go to sleep. It breaks that and starts rallying up, and so I actually got two right there. Just super late on it. And realistically, breaking this gold didn't mean anything. It was just buying this green. Got two there, and I think I closed them out here. No, I closed them out there. Wait. 1101 to 1102. It was just bad fills. Got this one at the top of that candle, probably. Oh yeah, that's right. So literally, these candles I lost money on somehow. I bought a call on this candle and sold on this candle and lost. Pretty bad too, because I bought here and I sold it right here. And then I was like, stupid. 68 cents to 61 on both of them. Let's see. I laid down and set my alerts. Because that went there. I don't even know actually where I set, because I don't think I had gold at that point. I probably set this one right here. Next trade was at 11:13. Yeah. Why is that? Because that gold was there? Oh no, I was catching the bottom. Oh no, it's this one. There's a put. Dang it. Okay. So I had gray. I was looking for a retracement at that point. I had the gray. This is the first time gray broke right here, and then ended up just wicking out of it. So quick in and out. Bought one, sold one. Dang, that's a nasty stop though. Actually, I bought the bottom of this candle when it was red. It wicked up. I sold it right there. $1.19 to $1.10. Unfortunate. And then I was done. I went and tried to nap, but it was tough because after the alert went off, I like didn't feel the sleep anymore, and I was just like, it's annoying. So when I came back, I did some charting, trying to figure out what was going on. I think it was this green that was buying up in this green. You see it breaking it and then retesting it. My goal just wasn't really quite playing out. Like maybe there was something a lot flatter. I'm not sure. So yeah, I missed this move. It's too bad because this one I stopped out of. Like this was my plan, was to just have one and hold. And if it was just a few minutes later, it literally would not have threatened my stop. And I didn't feel that, but I saw in the 30-minute, I'm like, we might just grind up. Like we're above the 5-day. We've got a little inverse head and shoulder. We've completed the cup on the day. The morning cup and handle. So, you know, it's nice to be able to just set it and forget it. So yeah, when I came back and I saw this, I was just like, ugh, it just annoyed me. And then on like this little rip right here, I think this was it reaching, yeah, it reaching right here to that resistance, that blue. Then it broke it, then we consolidated above it. Next trade, after my nap was over. 137. So did all this. Let's see. Right here. I think this is a put. No, it's a call. Oh, I'm trying to get on the retest. Yeah, that's right. This would have been a fine call. Only issue. Well, I was getting it for this. 744 I think I got. Yeah, I was getting it for that strike right there. A little further out of the money, just looking for continuation. There wasn't much structure here, but there really hadn't been for hardly any of these moves. It was very shallow, so my entry is great on it though. What did I say? 136. 137 I got a call. Yeah, just on the bounce of this gold. So got one here. Grind it up. It was barely even green by here because this is a tight range also, and I'm out of the money. Then it comes down. I stop out of it here. Stop out of it here. By that point, I did have green. Where did I stop out? 137, 20 cents. Sold it for 19 cents at 155. Yeah, all the way down here. So I held all the way to there. It comes down, and then by that point, I do have green. And it breaks green right here. You see I put another one down there, but it broke that one. And so I'm looking for a Zamir retracement. Ideally, I guess I'd wait for it to break this one down here, which it never did. But this one is kind of to take profit on this one, so assuming it does. But it just actually ended up bouncing there for the perfect little inverse head, for this little inverse head and shoulder. So inflection point was right. I had the wrong direction because it actually wasn't breaking, it was bouncing. That was my next trade. Let's see, 32 cents at 159. Got it right there, closed out at 201. Now sometimes I'll recognize this and I'll just flip direction because I'm not getting the breakout, I'm actually getting the bounce or the resistance. I didn't do it in this case. Yeah. Let me see what happened next. Yeah, I kind of had to go then. So remember I'm working out with my wife for her birthday. I'm doing it the whole month. And I had to use the restroom. I just had to go, and this just looked grindy, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave it. So it did break here. There's a perfect little setup. Got real close to my profit target. I saw this when I was on the bathroom. I was like, ugh. So some frustrating stuff. It's probably good I was less on the computer today. I came back and I charted this blue. Maybe it wasn't the gold all along, or maybe it was both. I'm not sure, but this blue looked like the new bullish controlled selling. Resistancing up here, breaking, finding support here, find it support here, and resistance up here. So if I was around, potentially I would have gotten. See, the problem was it was breaking here and then failed, so that's why it's like, all right, it's not actually doing anything in gold at that point. It was finding on support, but this is what I had to look at. I could also say I completed this cup, this little cup, and retested. So potentially I would have been able to get this one, if I was back at the seat, but I didn't. Missed that one. Did a workout. My wife was much easier on me today. She did an easier workout because I've like not been able to walk. 354. I was looking for a break here. I'm gonna get calls on the 10-minute move. It flushes on the 10-minute, but for me to get puts, I want to just break this green, the same green it fought before. And it did right here. End up wicking. I got one for 20 cents. 742. Very close to the money. It just kind of wicks, it holds down. I'm like waiting for it to just make it to here. That's where I want to take my profit. And I end up just closing it, thankfully, for just a penny loss on this candle. I just put a limit order because I'm like, this isn't really going. It did end up hitting it just on that 4 o'clock candle, but yeah, that's not enough of a move. Bad price action. So here are the trades. Not as many today, which is good. I also surfed this morning. That's why I was up so early. And some days when I surf in the morning, I just trade a lot worse. I don't know if it's because I'm just in like a total relaxed state and I'm not focused. I'm just like, I'm not sure. But today wasn't the problem. The problem was I was tired and I also wanted to trade at the same time, and then they kind of conflicted, and that made me lose patience. But it's all good because I could have very, very likely done worse today, being the type of day it was, a grind up. These are sometimes very bad days for me, I think. We kept it pretty minimal. Small. Oh, let's see. Is that average? I didn't even think about that. Is it? I'm above my average. Every day I'm trying to do better than my average. This is better than my average on Wednesday. My average is negative 24.32. So I'm looking up. I like that. It's hoping to be a green day, but hey, better than my average is an improvement. Sub up, like up, comment down, hat money 6 round. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.